Obviously, this is a crazy time.
Todd was around somebody's house, okay? And I got her pictures.
I just want to know if this other woman thought his name was Marvin.
His name is Marvin.
Okay.
So that he can cheat. Marvin.
I have yet to cover the Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker divorce drama, but with the way Todd is starting to make things ugly and with ugly information coming out about Todd, I figured I better give my 2 cents on the situation. I did cover a little bit of Real Housewives of Atlanta in the past, and when doing so, it's interesting to me now how at the time Mama Joyce's vendetta against Todd was not fun to watch because Mama Joyce is a very annoying individual, but she might have been right all along with the way she felt about Todd, and he might have set up this scheme all along, quite frankly. I will say I do think Mama Joyce being able to see Todd the way she did was kind of like game recognizing game. I think that, and I've always felt that Mama Joyce saw Todd as someone who might be in the way of her continuing to get money out of her daughter. And I don't think Joyce wanted Todd to be able to take more money away from her. That's how I always felt about that situation. But her intuition also could have been very, very right about the scheme that Todd set up. Them going through this divorce, first of all, Todd was also trying to get out of their prenuptial agreement, and he is also suing for physical custody of their 2 children together, Ace and Blaze. The thing with these 2 things is that with all of this video footage from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I am wondering how it's going to shake out for both of them. Kandi's lawyer is already using footage from the little spin-off from the Real Housewives of Atlanta that they did for Kandi and Todd's wedding to prove that Todd agreed to the divorce on video. It's all there's video footage of this prenuptial agreement. Todd's lawyer is trying to say that Todd was under duress when signing the prenup because it did happen at the last minute before the wedding. But I would surmise that lawyers were trying to figure out what exactly to put in the prenuptial agreement before everyone could sign it. Also, Kandi's lawyers claim that there is video footage, and I don't think it's just a claim, I think people saw this with their own eyes, that Todd audibly announced that he was good to sign the prenuptial agreement, and this was a private situation between him and Kandi at the time on camera. So I think the video footage is going to not work in Todd's favor with this whole prenup, which is why I think he's actually trying to get physical custody of the children, because if he can get that, if he is legally in custody of their kids, I think Todd is trying to get money out of that situation too. That's what I see Todd's latest scheme to be. That's why he really does want physical custody of the kids. However, he also could have an argument with the footage from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because there is plenty of footage of Kandi's older daughter when she was younger talking about how Kandi is away a lot, how Kandi does not get to spend a lot of time with her children. In fact, there's plenty of footage on Real Housewives of Atlanta of Kandi saying this herself when it comes to her and her children. And I am wondering if that will set a precedent of evidence from the past that Kandi might not be around enough for her children, and thus maybe a good argument for Todd to get physical custody of the children. So it is a double-edged sword with the Real Housewives of Atlanta footage here, where it might help Kandi in one situation, but it could hurt her in another.
Kandi reportedly discovered Todd was communicating with other women behind her back before filing divorce. She had no idea.
Now, what's going on with these two and their drama from this divorce is all this speculation of, was Todd cheating? There is a lot of speculation going on out there. Some people are saying they know the woman that Todd was having an affair with.
Todd was around somebody's house, okay? And I got her pictures. I know where she stay. And I know her name. But I don't want to bring no extra stress and duress around Kandi house.
And it might be coming out soon, and it's going to be very dramatic. The other thing is, though, that once People magazine started reporting that Todd was talking to other women behind Kandi's back, I think that brings a little more merit to the situation. I do think People actually tries to get various sources to confirm their stories, and it's not just a lot of gossip. It's not just a lot of hearsay. It's not the same streets that Mama Joyce was in to figure out if Todd was on the up and up. The thing is, I saw a rumor a month before this information actually dropped that they were getting a divorce, that an Atlanta housewife's husband was having an affair. So I think there is plenty of merit to that. For Thanksgiving, Kandi was trying to say on social media that Todd did come and spend Thanksgiving with them, with the children. And I feel like Kandi has been trying to have this strong public persona both before this news dropped and after. She's been posting photos now saying that at the time these photos were taken, the people in the photos with her didn't know what she was really going on in her personal life, what she was really dealing with inside. And I think that is also bringing merit to the fact that Todd was probably out there cheating. I do think Todd and Kandi's relationship has always been a little messy. They have talked about having a threesome before. And I do think once you bring another person in on your relationship, that can only mean bad news. Like if your relationship is starting as poly, then that precedent has already been set and you know what it is. But when your relationship starts as just two people, and you start bringing other people into that relationship, that is more times than not very bad news. And so I think Kandi and Todd probably had some agreements about other people at times in their relationship, but it doesn't sound like this time was an agreement, and Todd was stepping out on the marriage. And now Todd is trying to really drive his scheme homes and get as much money out of this divorce as he can. Do I think that Todd got into this relationship for it to be one long game scheme? I don't know if I feel that way. I think most times people are still human. People fall for people. People have their own struggles and their own bad deeds that they do, like Todd may have done. But now that he's getting a divorce, there are some signs that he is trying to squeeze as much money out of this situation as he can. Kandi is trying her best to keep it together, but she's clearly going through it, unfortunately. It's a stressful time for her.
Obviously, this is a crazy time. And, the other day, I guess I was having a moment, but I'm thankful to you guys. I'm back to being my normal tourist self. So I'm just, moving forward and looking for, the sun to come out. How about that? But I'm looking forward to all the good days, and today was a good day. It was a great day in rehearsal.
Whatever comes out of this, I hope that there is, A fair trial. There are kids involved. I really hope that Todd is not using the kids as pawns for more money, but that is kind of what it looks like on the outside looking in. So hopefully that is not the case. And if that is the case, hopefully he doesn't prevail with that. If that is his main intention of getting physical custody is to also get some money in that deal too, then I don't really respect that from Todd, but we'll see how this all transpires going forward.